Greeting you, dear traders, and you're watching the daily market review with me, financial analyst of Grand Capital Company, Sergey Lin. And our today's heading is dedicated to technical analysis of some forex major pairs. And our first pair will be Euro and US dollar. So what we have here? The push into fresh 8-month low below 1.3360 keeps Euro bears in control and creates scope for 1.3115. However, 1.3115 is a minimum target, and there is a scope for 1.30 actually, and 1.2081 this week as the medium-term down trading gather pace. Closing the downside gap at 1.3384 is required to provide respite, but as we can see, the 1.5414 or even 1.5463 congestion area limits the scope for corrective euro gains, and the weekly chart euro and US dollar trend is still bearish. Intraday US dollar and Japanese yen. Support at 76.65 limits the scope for corrective weakness after suffering a setback of Monday's Asian session, high at 77.27. Keeping the 6-day unprinted intact creates scope for 77.53 and a confluence of 1.618 Fibonacci extension targets at 77.50 and 77.60. Only a push below 76.75 would question the bullish outlook and exposing trend line support at 76.50. And the weekly chart of US dollar and Japanese trend is range. Intraday analysis of Great Britain pound and US dollar. Here upgrades the decline of last 2 weeks, 1.5715 bull trap high, and through the weakness towards 1.5375 is immediate threat. However, the September 22 reaction low at 1.5329 has become vulnerable and is likely to come under pressure this week. Longer term, Great Britain pounds bears are still on course for the 1.50 level. Only recovery above 1.5665 would open the 1.5715 high, and weekly chart of Great Britain pound and US dollar trend is also bearish. Next pair is US dollar and Swiss franc. US dollar bull pressure is building on the 0.9144 hour height, and the September 22 reaction high at 0.9183 is likely to be tested. This rally strengthens, and the September 29 bear trap low at 0.8918, and there is a scope for a push into fresh 6-month highs towards 0.9301, and corrective weakness will attract support while above 0.8991, but downside risk is limited. Weekly chart of US dollar and Swiss franc trend is bullish. Intraday Australian dollar and US dollar. Australian dollar bears have regained control following the push into fresh 10-month lows below 0.9619. This has created scope for a downtrend extension to the 0.9400 area, which we're gonna 1.618 Fibonacci extension target lies close to former range highs that have reverted to support. Corrective Australian dollar gains are likely to struggle at the 0.9700 level, and only above 0.9811 would provide respite. And the weekly chart Australian dollar trend is bearish. Okay, let's finish with the forex pairs and turn our regard as always to the fund areas. And what I have here, the SOX 50 is declined for about 2%, and actually all of them, Stocks 50 and FTSE 100 and DAX, is declined for about 2%. What we can say about energy Brent is declined for almost 1%. VTI more than 1% is declined for about 1.55%. Industrial metals, Copper is declined for about 3.53%. Precious metals, we have good news here. Gold is raised for about 2.5%. Silver is raised for about 3%. And that's all, my dear traders. And if you want to have some additional information, you can also visit our website www.grandcapital.net. Thank you for your attention. I wish you the good trends, and it was me, financial analyst of Grand Capital, Sergey Lin. Bye and good luck.